Hello, hello. Uh, so, okay. So today we are going to uh, do a provisionary, pr- 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 a provisionary front end, I guess. Uh, I did not calculate the roof height, where it needs to be, anything of that, because I was just busy with other things. I don't have an engine yet because I was busy with other things. So that's what we're gonna do today. Uh, we need to solve, of course, this beam needs to continue past this point. Um, I'm gonna, of course, gonna Google for some Sierra parts without the fender, or if anybody Googles for me, I'll be happier. But I need to see how this goes around, and of course, well, I would like to do something with the steering. I mean, it's fine, but I'm still not happy with it. Eventually, we are gonna need to rethink this a little bit. Maybe not just yet, but I would really like to, you know, address this to be just tiny bit more precise. It is nice, it is precise, and everything. I mean, it feels really good, but it can be better. It can be better. Yeah, it can be better. Why not? I mean, um, of course, we need to think about how to mount the fender eventually. But for this, I want basically to make the front part first before I think about how to mount the fender, because of course um, there's the bumper and everything else. Alternatively, of course, if we choose so, we could, or we couldn't. I think no, we could. Damn, we can't. Actually, I wanted to make a suggestion to basically make the rear suspension, or start on the rear suspension. But there's a problem. I did not make um, another pair of wheel hubs. So I don't have wheel hubs, and I'm certainly not gonna disassemble this. There's too much work. Um, so yeah, rear suspension uh, next time, maybe. But let's get busy with this because we have a problem to solve. Um, well, one of the problems is how to mount this better, because the temporary fix that we used here isn't gonna be valid. Also, uh, since wait, 13 13 starts is this. Let me just check something. Yeah, so basically the door needs to be 12 studs high, not 13. It needs to be 12 studs high. Yeah, okay. Well, if we look at the blueprints, the door is 12 studs high, and the here this area goes from 13 studs down. So yeah, but this is this is basically the area that I want to focus. Hey Christian, that I want to focus today because it's very important. But question in the meantime, has anybody seen the picture I posted on my Facebook page of the Bugatti, the cross section? I found it on Eurobricks, of course, in the Bugatti thread, and I enhanced it a little bit so it's lighter and the colors pop a little bit more, so we can see a little bit more. And there's so much room for everything we want to make. There's like unused space between the engine and the passenger compartment, basically being taken up by the gigantic useless gearbox that we can use to store the batteries, you know, everything. Okay, what to do here? So this is okay. We're gonna keep this. But we need to somehow extend this. Let's see if we have the room. Yeah, we don't have a lot of room. I would basically not want to make an extension like this, because this is gonna limit the ability of our ability to do well interesting bodywork here. And here with this guy, I'm already thinking of basically angling him out a little bit, because right like this, it's pretty useless because our bodywork isn't gonna curve in here. So I would basically angle him out a little bit like that, so that he would be like, you know, straight with this kind of. You know what I mean. That's the general idea. Doesn't impact anything on the wheel side, but it's just a design thing. We're gonna have to do this, and in the rear, we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do in the rear. We'll deal with it when we get to there. Of course, I don't even know which panels I'm gonna use here. Maybe red from the new Ferrari, or I don't know. No. Nisark, I don't have a 3D printer, so I don't. I have no ability to do this. But what I want to do here, basically, I want to extend this here, like that, you know. And for this to happen, we need to re-engineer this part, so we can have this and then attach this to this. As always, easier said than done. It's not gonna be so easy peasy. Well, maybe, because this is pretty strong. If we use a 4 stud here and omit this, well, obviously we will have to experiment with this. There's no other way, and see what happens. Maybe something good happens, maybe not. But anyway, I know for a fact that I need from the firewall here, to the point where, well, let's say the grill starts, or one stud behind the grill is 20 studs. So if there's 20 studs, and this is then 14 studs, because one stud is taken up by the group, but by the firewall. We have 14, and then we need 6 studs more, which looks pretty interesting. I mean, too small, but okay, whatever. So 6 studs would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 studs would be this. So we need just this. No, that can't be right. So it's like 4 studs here. Okay, 4 studs here. This is the 4 studs. Then we have the point of measurement is wrong. So we start measuring here. Not here. The actual firewall start is where the door jamb is located. Yeah. So we start, according to the blueprints that I'm looking at, we start counting the 20 studs. Yeah, but we do start here. Yeah, we do start here, but this looks way too short. Way too short. Why did I calculate 20 studs? So this is 15 and 5 more. This is too short. Way too short. Something's not right. Or I'm stupid. So 20 studs. Okay. I mean, by feel, I would think it's at least 2 studs more. But okay, yeah, sure. I mean, yeah, I can see it. I can see it that the the front bulkhead is there. So the front bulkhead would be probably this. We would use like this for the front bulkhead. Obviously, these here need to be shorter, and we need to relocate this. So this comes out. This can get lost. Okay, but yeah, I think we are gonna get away with this. So we can have something like that. Yep. Okay. So 6 studs more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6. This would be here. Okay. And this would be here. Okay. So now I would have this guy here. That. Yep. Yep. A little bit of forcing. No harm done. There we go. I guess. And then of course, now we're gonna fix this here in the front. So this isn't gonna be able to flop around. Which springs? Those springs? They are Lego. This is a Lego part. This is an original Lego part. So this is OM Lego. I think those were only available in 1 or 2 sets. One one variant is yellow, I think, and one variant is, well, gray, like this. I just got this in gray, but you know, you can get them in yellow, I guess. Don't know, I don't know how expensive they are, but they are a Lego part. They are not like anything else. So we're not using custom parts. So far, the only thing that we have modified here are basically the LP power wheel hubs, which basically are a turntable with pins, and we cut off some studs that were present here on these, but that's all. Everything else is stock Lego. We did not modify anything else, and if possible, we are trying to not modify parts. Yeah, the small ones, you know, small ones are really difficult because, you know, here in this can freely rotate, so it's really not a problem making a McPherson suspension for this, you know. So there's that. Oh, come on. Okay. Okay, now let's replicate this on the other side, and then let's see how we can incorporate this into the structure. With these, I don't know what we're gonna do with these, but you know, something that will incorporate this, and these are then gonna attach to this. I mean, nothing fancy, of course. There's not gonna be really. We're not gonna over-engineer this at this point. There's of course gonna be headlights here, and I have no idea how much room they will require. So, you know, in the end, this will need to be shorter to accommodate a headlight unit here. Who knows? But for now, we're gonna do it like this, and then once we start doing the bodywork, we'll come back. But the bodywork really in the front, it's gonna be, well, I'm gonna leave it right to the end because we don't even know what color we are gonna use, and if we're gonna use this style of fenders, or if we go with red, then we're gonna use the fenders that are on the new Lego Ferrari that's coming out in January, and I don't know if I'm gonna be able to get parts, and red panels and stuff is probably expensive. So yeah, I mean, you can help, of course. I have a Patreon. You can support me on Patreon, and we can save up for, you know, the expensive expenses, if you like. But yeah, the color has for the car has not been chosen yet, for obvious reasons. Okay. What is this? This is an 11, isn't it? Yeah, it's an 11. There. Oh, come on. Don't be such a bitch. I mean, with the small springs, I would advise to use a Lego turntable. You know, I think I've made some prototypes for some Bricklink people. Bricklink. Help me. for some Eurobricks people. Yeah. Which I don't know. I think it was in the thread for a Nissan 240Z or something. I think so. Okay, first thing first. These need to be one stud further in. Like this. There. Ah, come on. Because this is gonna be like, yeah. Okay. We're gonna fix this to this. Like that. And to this. Like this. But this might be overkill. However, for this I might use a 6. Yeah, I'm gonna use 6. 6 is gonna be the right width here, because I want, you know, that little extra width here, because you never know. You never know when one does need some extra space for an engine or something, you know. These are of course well-worn parts. Okay, so now we need to make, this needs to be 2 studs shorter. So if this is 15, we need to make it 13. 13, so we need 2 times 13s. There. There we go. And now of course I have no idea if this is gonna be a good idea or not. So yeah. Well, turns out this is not gonna work. I would love it to work, but it's not gonna work. So in comes its smaller brother, which we have already used in the charger. This would be, of course, nice, but it would be nice if this was 1 stud lower. It can't be higher here, because the hood is going down here, and I think this is, even this is too high probably, but you know, yeah, you see the hood is gonna descend here downwards, so this, I don't know, maybe this is gonna be just scraping over the hood, but I don't know, we'll see. But here on the bottom, this is already lower than this by 1 stud, of course. This is the lowest part, so yeah, it cannot be that low, so it needs to go, sadly. Hey JSP, what's up? So we're going back to the 15s. Because now that we change this, we actually need the length. There we go. So basically the front rails of the frames can be mounted and dismounted without affecting any structure or strength in here. So, okay. Well, I would like this area here to be, well, whole, basically. I want this to be as big as possible. So this is probably not gonna work like this. No. Okay. Yeah. So we're gonna build something else. These frame rails here are gonna basically continue for a bit, and they are gonna be the mounting points for the bumper. Where the bumper is gonna be like something here ish. Let's say the bumper is gonna be here. These are, well, sticking out a little bit. I don't know what we're gonna mount to them, but these here, since we know that there's a hood coming in between this, we are going to make this a little bit lower, so it's gonna sit here like that. And then we are going to extend these around, and we are gonna have another something, I don't know, here. So we have a nice little frame, and God knows what we're gonna mount to this frame. You know, there's all kinds of stuff that are usually mounted to this, and of course the hood latch is gonna be mounted to this. Parts of the fenders. It's gonna, of course, you know, make everything a little bit more connected. You know, the usual stuff. And I want to make it, you know, as this is gonna be good. Yep, we're gonna use this. Perfect. So we can, you know, so we use as little as possible. Now we're gonna use this for here. Yep, exactly. And we are going to mount this here. I guess, yeah. It's gonna be fine. A little bit excessive, maybe. Yeah, well, maybe, not maybe. It's gonna be a little bit excessive, but it's gonna be oh so sturdy. So we're gonna use this is gonna be here. That, and this. Okay. So now we mount this here, and this is mounted here. Okay. Damn it. Okay. Like this, and this. Okay. So now we can have this here, and this here, and this, and this, I have no idea. By the way, I have no idea how to mount this on the frame yet. I'm just making the frame, which I'm somehow succeeding at. Yes. There. Our frame. Now we need to just attach it here to these frame rails. So it's attached to the upper rails, making this much better. And we need to attach it here to the lower rails with as little as possible, but making it sturdy at the same time. Does it need? What does it need? It doesn't need much, to be honest. Maybe. Well, maybe it just needs, you know, this. Just one for now. Just one for now, and then maybe more later. No. We'll see. Question is, do I have another one? Yes, I do have another one. And oh my god, this suddenly made everything so much better. You see, we don't even need a strut brace. That's a good one. This is actually so sturdy. See, these don't even move inside. Let's demonstrate. So, see, this would be the strut brace. Of course, there will be some movement, but look at this. And observe this guy. See what's happening? There is some movement. And this, in a bit lesser extent, happens on real cars as well. So all cars with McPherson suspension that don't have a strut brace experience this on a much smaller scale, of course. It's almost imperceptible, but it's there. This effect is there. So when you put in a strut brace, then you counteract this. And it makes everything, you know, much stiffer. So just the strut brace here makes the suspension more responsive. Because it's, I mean, it's a tiny effect, but it's there. Stationary model. Oh my god. No, it's not going to be a stationary model. Basically, this is going to be, the Sierra is going to be basically the replacement for the Mustang. So, the Mustang there, come on, where's the angle? The Mustang has been basically the test bed for LP power engines. You can see, you know, many videos of the car driving and crashing, of course. But the Mustang is, you know, it's an antique. It's from a time before studless. It's too heavy. It's too big. You know, it's, I mean, looking at today's building techniques and standards, it's not very well engineered. I mean, yes, it is good and well engineered because it's really sturdy and the geometry is fine and everything, but it uses too much material. It's too heavy. That kind of engineering. Um, so yeah, and it's of course not built to scale. Uh, Proportions are wrong. I have not used any blueprints for it. Blah blah blah. You know, and for this we are using blueprints. This is going to be made to the right proportions. It's going to look like a Sierra. It's going to have the right all of the right angles, the proportions, and uh, the it has an engine bay that is actually designed for longitudinal engines. So most, if not all, of the engines that are going to be tested in this car are going to be inline engines. So it has the length is enough that if we omit the hood, for example, which I mean, if we're testing engines, at one point we are going to do this anyway. If we omit the hood, we can fit an inline six engine in there, for example, to develop an pneumatic inline six engine, or we can fit the Lego buggy motors in inline, like I don't know, maybe three or four inline. This is going to be a pretty massive and powerful power plant, and that's that kind of thing. And there's still going to be room here uh, for the servo, or if we decide we can move the servo to the trunk because you know we have the hand of God axle, which we can extend somehow up until the point because the rear suspension is gonna well limit us, but it doesn't have to be the servo doesn't have to be um, in the engine bay. So all of this room here, all of this room uh, is here to house engines. So it's really big, especially compared to the Charger. It's a really big engine bay. It's wide, it's high, uh, it's long, so we have a lot of room for activities. And I would like to really, before doing any kind of Chiron experiments, and believe me, I have ideas for the Chiron in my head, awesome ideas. But we are gonna test the drivetrain, of course. I mean the motors and the battery boxes in here, outside, of course, either in winter or probably most likely in spring and summer. We're gonna drive this car around. There are gonna be videos of it. It's probably gonna be featured. I'm probably gonna take it with me to some final gear events with my friends, so they can drive it and we can make videos and have fun, and see how Buick's motors perform. Are they any good? Um, is the car any good? And of course, all of this is gonna be the test bed for the Chiron. One project that I have also envisioned is that I would like to have a test bench on my desk. So basically, we would have rollers, wheel rollers for the front and the rear wheels, so we can test all-wheel drive vehicles, and we would have like uh, we would have uh, a platform here that we can extend the wheelbase of the rollers to fit any vehicle, and we can then simulate everything here. So with electric motors, we can test everything on the rollers, here on the stream, on the desk, and see where the problems are. Um, Okay, you have written a lot, so let me just read the comments. Um, um, well, Christian, uh, this is gonna be a big ass sunroof if I use this. So basically, it's gonna be like the whole roof is gonna be a hole. So yeah, probably not. Probably not. Um, the Sierra is gonna be electric powered, but it's gonna be a test bed for pneumatic engines as well because of the size of the engine bay. It at one point, of course, or several points, it's gonna be powered by either a pneumatic engine or electric engine. So, it's a test bed for engines, not just for electric, for pneumatic. Um, it's a Sierra, not a Fiesta. Hey Ben, no, you didn't hold me up. The stream people usually come a little bit later to the streams anyway, so the 7 minutes I was late doesn't really matter, I guess. Um, so JSP one, the front axle is 17 studs from hub mounting points. I don't understand. Too much. 17 studs from. I don't really understand what you mean. Perhaps could you send me some pictures on Facebook or whatever? So I I cannot picture this in my head. Um, okay, so our provisional front frame is actually looking pretty good, I think. We can perhaps mount this to the frame so it doesn't flop around a little as much. Maybe not. But I would like this to be smaller, but this isn't going to happen, of course, because we need all of this. All I want from this is, of course, for this not to wobble around like this. Um, Mac build products last page has images. Um, okay, I'm gonna check it out after the stream. Uh, all right. So basically, here in the front, we are done for now. Of course, there's a lot of work here, but it's gonna come at a later point. Now we are gonna move to this part here. So we're gonna make proper door jambs. And I need to measure how long the door needs to be, so we know where the B pillar is. B pillar is very important, so we're gonna make a B pillar as well. Oh, the face cam is gone. How the fuck? No. Ah, yeah. Okay. Do you want it any larger, or is it fine as this? It's fine as this, I guess. Okay. So our huge engine bay. Plenty of room for activities here. Nice firewall and everything. I think we're and the A pillars are really. I mean, Christian very nice. This is a very good invention of yours. Those A-pillars are gonna be amazing. No, I have not built an inline 6 engine yet. So, if we want to do this, let me remove this element. Yeah. Okay. Get to my mouse. So if we want to continue our build, we need to do some, well, math or calculations, because we need to know where the B pillar needs to be. Maybe if I get you closer to the screen, and now, yeah, I get you closer to the screen. Oh my god. Hello. Like this. You can see my mouse, yeah. And I'm looking through the camera. This is creepy. Yeah. I do still take orders for engines. I do still take orders for engines all the time, but I'm basically I'm waiting for the tubing. I am completely out of tubing, and tomorrow I basically need to call the company that supplies my tubing if they can ship me, you know, 50 a piece of 50 meters of it that I order every year, and then I basically can finish or even make an engine. But yeah, I do take orders, but it takes time. You know, if you order it now, depending on bricklink and stuff, you know, I'm not guaranteeing that you're gonna have it by Christmas. So keep that in mind. I'm gonna try to do it as fast as possible, but it's not everything is up to me. Okay, where were I? Yeah, where was I? Yeah. So we need to take our basically our scaling our dimensions sheet, and we fire up Photoshop. Come on. Where is it? There. Okay. There. Yeah, no problem. In the spring, I mean, by spring, I'm gonna have the tubing. So anticipating your order, I'm probably gonna stock on some small cylinders. So you know, maybe I even produce an engine on stock, so we can have it in the Sierra, you know, or whatever. Okay, let me concentrate now to make some calculations. Okay, where is our scaling factor? Okay, scaling factor is okay. There's of course two scaling factors, side and front view, because the blueprints are, well, not as accurate as they should be. So yeah, you know. Okay, side view. the length of the door. How long does the door need to be? Now, I don't know. Basically, we need to take the gaps between the doors, which are going to be half a stud, into account. So the one of the main measurements here is the wheelbase. The 4 studs here, the 12 studs, the wheel well takes up, and of course we need to now see how long the rocker panel needs to be, and then we can measure the doors here, and then we decide well, the gaps, I guess, and exactly where the pillar is. So let's take the measurements. Let's take the measurements. Come on. So too many windows. There. Where is this guy? So where is my tool? Here it is. Okay. So I have calculated, of course, the pixels to the studs, and the scaling factor gives me the 19. Damn it, Photoshop. Need to preferences. Come on, where is this? I calculated this on the other computer, so I need to guides rules interface. Basically, to set the measurement to pixels, not to centimeters, because the pixels are what I'm interested in. Where can I change this? Preferences. Where do units and rulers there? Rulers and rulers, pixels. Everything needs to be pixels. Okay. Okay. Select, deselect. Now let's see. 536 pixels. We are gonna paint the rocker. I don't know. Let's paint it red as well. No, not one star. 36. The scaling factor is 16.4. So it's 536 divided by 16.4, which means we have 32 studs. Okay, the rocker panel is 32 studs long. So let's see if this is correct. So we have 12 studs on each side for the wheel well. So this makes 6 studs on each side is 12, and 32 is 44. Okay, that gives us a good enough margin, yeah. And of course, we have half a stud here and half a stud here. Yeah, it's fine. So 32 studs rocker panel is fine. Now we need the distance between this here and this here. So this will give us the length of the door, of the driver's side door, and then we need to measure the length of the passenger side door here. I know, boring stuff, but we need to do it. Otherwise we cannot, well, we have nothing to build. And then we need to measure the height of the roof here. And then we can start basically continuing the car to the rear. And in the next episode, we are gonna start with the rear suspension. I am gonna build the wheel hubs by then. Okay, so I'm talking too much. So we need this distance. We need this distance. Didn't look at the number. So this is 290 pixels. 290 pixels. We're gonna paint it like green. It's gonna be fine. There, 290 pixels. So this is 290 divided by 16.4, 17.68 dots. Okay, let's make this, since we need to account for the half a stud panel gaps here between the doors. Let's make this 17 studs. So the door is going to be 17 studs. 17 studs is the driver's side door. And let's see, what about the passenger side door? This is gonna be like 196. I'm gonna paint it blue. Blue is fine. Okay. 196. 196 divided by 16.4 is 12 studs. So this is gonna be 12 studs. Okay, so okay, so we have 4 studs here. Then we have 17 studs for the passenger side door and 12 studs for the rear passenger door. So we have 16 and 17 is 27, and 6 is 33. Okay, 33. So 4, we have to cut somewhere. Okay, since the rocker panel is 32 studs long, we cannot have this 33. We have to have it 32, and we have to account for the panel gaps. So there's no panel gap here. That's just, we need to subtract 1 stud for the panel gap between the front and rear door, and between the front door and the fender. So it's 4 and 17 is 21. Basically, let me calculate the front door again. 290 divided by 16.3 is more than 17. Okay, this makes little sense. I mean, this has to be 4 in any case. The charger stream, I don't know. I'm busy, and I'll try to do it when I can. I do want to make the charger building instructions. Don't get me wrong. I really do want to make them and before Christmas. So this needs to be done. And the rear, well, I don't want to make the rear door too short. So 4, half a stud, half a stud. This has to be 17. Yeah, fuck it. We're gonna make the rear door is gonna be 11 here. That's gonna be fine. Edit, undo, select. What the fuck? 11 studs. Come on. 11 stud is gonna be the rear door. Okay. So this actually gives us the location of the B pillar. I'm bad at math, so I need calculator. Okay, deal with it. So we need 4 and 17 is 21. So the B pillar basically is, well, where is it? If the door is the driver's side door starts here. So fender half a stud, 17 half a stud, 21 studs, and let's say 20 studs. The B pillar is gonna be probably 2 studs wide, and it's gonna be at 20 studs. Yeah, at 20 studs is the B pillar. 20 studs. So basically 17 directly from the attachment, from this A pillar attachment of the door. It's gonna be the B pillar, but it's gonna start at 16, I guess. So, you know, the door kind of overlaps it a little bit. Okay, this we know. Now the height. Now the height here. Very important. Very important height. And I actually fucked up because the overall height of the roof, so the maximum height of the roof at the point of the B pillar is 327 pixels. So this is the maximum height the car, the body of the car can have. 327. Where's the calculator? 327 divided by 16.4. So 19.9 studs. So 20 studs. 20 studs is the height of the car, which means the firewall is 13 studs, and the roof can be then 7 studs higher than the firewall. Okay, that's good to know. That's good to know. So with this in mind, I think we have enough information for now to start building. So we're gonna basically make the B pillar and our roll hoop to see how high the roof needs to be. And then we're gonna go to the front, see where the roof meets the pillars, and then check back on the blueprints to see if what we did matches with the blueprints. If not, you know, then we're gonna, well, change stuff. But now we know approximately, you know, where we are. And you know, with the mental stuff, I need to visualize, not just calculate the numbers. I need to visualize, you know, how everything is gonna be playing out here. Okay, so let's do a botch job of, you know, let's cobble up together stuff here. I don't know what's gonna happen here. Probably gonna ruin everything, but there. What we're doing now is basically just mocking up. None of this is really meant to be as it's gonna be. I just want to see how things are gonna play out. So 17. Door is gonna be 17 studs long. So this needs to be 17. So if this is 15, we need like 6. So where is it? There. Okay. This is a small problem, of course, because as we know, there's no 6 stud panel like this. Doesn't exist. Let me see what we have. So what we have here is a 7 stud panel. So Lego geometry is basically forcing our hand, and this is how long our door has to be. So if we want it or not, our door has to be 18 studs long, not 17. 18, which is, I guess, you know, it's this one stud that we can, you know, maybe play around with. So the rear door is gonna be, well, whatever the rear door is gonna be. But we need to be, you know, careful not to overshoot it. So this door would have to be 1 stud shorter, but it's this, you know, it's this. So let me mark the location of the A-pillar. It's gonna be here. A-pillar, sorry, B-pillar. So B-pillar, it's gonna be here. This, of course, what I'm doing here is not meant to be serious. I would like there to be, you know, some kind of, angled action going on here in the B-pillar. Maybe, you know, maybe since this is a very important bit, we would have it from both sides, and it would be a 3 stud affair at one point. not, I mean, could be, you know, since this could be the mounting point for the door, you know, I don't know, and this would be then really sturdy. But for now, I'm gonna leave it like that, because right now I want the roof. The roof is the more important part. I am interested in the roof and the roof only. I'm also not interested at the moment. I'm not interested in the angles, because obviously we are gonna have to angle the B pillar. It cannot be just straight up, because it needs to angle in with the B pillar, with the A pillars as well. So there's that. Right now I just want to go up to the height and see where exactly the roof line is, because this is gonna give us a much needed perspective. So let's repeat this on this side as well. Okay, so this is 15. We need 5 more. This is there. So this is, no, we need 15. We need 4 more. Just 4 more, because you know the difference between here and here. So it's 4 more. Okay. Okay. Very nice. Okay, this is gonna be quite interesting. So we already see that the steering wheel is gonna be here. Steering wheel is gonna be somewhere here. We can basically replace this already. There. It's gonna be a little bit bigger, but you know, it's gonna be thereabout. Thereabouts, yeah. Thereabouts. Okay. No. We're gonna go one step lower. There. these gonna be enough? No. Well, blimey. Okay. Okay, this is square. And now we need to go like this. So, important stuff that we need to keep in mind here. Okay, so since this is a car that is relatively modern, the roof is gonna slope down here at the end. So we cannot do a very sophisticated, you know, slow sloping down of the roof. But we can do this. No, we can do this, and this is gonna be the edge of the roof. So we need to keep in mind, be aware basically where the A-pillars meet the roof. We're gonna mount this. Where are we gonna mount this? Here, of course. Here we're gonna mount this guy. I'm basically just mocking up the roof now. Nothing else. This is just fooling around. Fooling around. There. You can here. Then we have you guys somewhere here, I guess. Yeah. Okay. Obviously, it needs to be a little bit further to the front, obviously. So we're gonna use this. This is gonna be better, yeah. Yep. This is more like it. Okay. So, at the same time, when we now do this mock-up here, we need to think about how to mount the A-pillars. Obviously, we need to make these shorter, like this. I'm intrigued by the ultra compact engines, but I'm really not sure if this is my cup of tea. That's not my style. I mean, I respect people who do it. I will let them do it, and I'm just observing from afar. That's my take on it, I guess. So 7 studs, right? I'm missing something. Am I? 13 studs. 13 studs. Now we are 7 studs. Oh yeah, right. Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. This is fine. Yeah, this is fine. Oh my god, it actually... I don't know, I guess it... Kinda, I mean, from the blueprint's perspective, this looks to be too far in. I don't know. Doesn't look correct. Looks, to me at least, it looks like the A pillars should be like spread further apart, as if this is too much. Well, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm just gonna eyeball it. But no, it is, I mean, it looks correct. Okay, it's deceiving, I guess. Yeah, I mean, my eyesight is deceiving me. It is correct, yeah. Okay. Okay, so now our problem is that we need basically the roof to slope here, and this is gonna be pretty tricky part of the roof to get right, actually, because at the same this needs to be the mounting point for the A pillars, and at the same time the roof is sloping down here. Pretty tricky situation. Obviously we're gonna make, at least try to make, a mounting with Bionicle ball joints. So these guys, because, you know, considering that we have them here, this makes the most sense. And realistically, we have no way of making the connection here a rigid one, so it's gonna be a, you know, a ball joint in any case, and it makes mounting this, I mean, as easy as it gets. It's not gonna be the easiest mounting point, but it's gonna be as easy as it gets. I can see how we're gonna do it. So basically we need to reduce this more, because the ball joint is gonna sit like here, and the socket for the ball joint, well, I don't know what I'm gonna use, but I guess I could use this. Could use this like this, and then, you know, this could be somehow hidden by this, or, you know, this could be just up on, yeah, this could be exactly like this somehow, you know. I'm eyeballing things right now, so excuse me. this one's obviously broken. Come on. Don't focus the background. Yeah, you can see this guy being split here. That's a no-no. So we need to find one that isn't. Like this one, for example. However, since we are probably gonna mount this like this, we're gonna use this one because easy mounting points, I think. Yep, it's gonna be exactly here. This is the exact position. It's the distance. I don't know what the distance is because everything is so wobbly that I need to make, basically I need to make the other side to see what the middle ground is. I am suspicious, of course, and I am kind of afraid that it's gonna be half a stud. Let's see. My favorite dimension, half a stud. So we're using what? Okay. Okay. Now let's make some more light. Okay. Now I need to stand up and eyeball this. Okay. So in this position it's not half a stud. Okay. This is one stud. Right. So let's see what we can do. It's gonna be more elaborate than I actually wish for, but at the moment I can't help it. Because we need to see where things are, because I think this is being pushed up, and we need to know, so that all of this can be, this can be squared, and this is not gonna push everything up. This is a crucial moment. Well, a little bit of tension is alright. Too much is a no-no. Especially if we are concerned with building stuff to Lego geometry, then yeah, this can go. So I have a feeling that, you know, this is too high. This is being basically being pushed up. So I don't know. I'm gonna build, you know, I'm gonna make a pillar here as well to test this, and then we're gonna see. And I'm gonna make it here so I can support it, you know, and see exactly where it's at. Well, I'm actually amazed how little it's being pushed up. And it actually, I'm not sure if it's being pushed back. I cannot tell. We are gonna be able to tell once we have the rear part of the car. But one thing that I can tell is that this is gonna be monstrously stiff. This is gonna be a really stiff chassis. I mean, really stiff. This is already, I mean, this triangulation, this is, I mean, and I mean, this rear part is not even connected. This is wobbling, and I can feel that this is, you know, this is so strong. This part is so strong, and once we angle this as well, it's gonna be, you know, light, since, you know, the A-pillars are really minuscule. There's gonna be a lot of room inside, and I mean, the suspension is gonna be responsive, because this is, you know, this is so easy to turn. Oh, this is gonna be a nice car. Well, weight wise, yeah, I mean, weight is gonna accumulate, I guess. Nothing we can do about it, but right now it's not excessive. For what I have in my hands, it's reasonable. Let's say it's reasonable. Yeah. Well, if we now move backwards, and I think this line here looks exactly like in the blueprints, so don't think we need to correct anything other than this. This needs to be further up to the front, and I guess, yeah, needs to be somewhere here. stud further to the front to make the transition better, and the opening here between the A-pillar and the roof line needs to be smaller. That's the way I read the blueprints. So here. Yeah. Yeah, this looks to be about right. So this is gonna be the roof. And of course, you know, maybe we're gonna have, you know, things sloping on the side of the roof as well. For this, we need to make, you know, a somehow smooth transition here, or you know, we'll see. We'll see what we're gonna do. I mean, first we need angled B pillars. You know. This feels already right, and this is pathetic. I just basically threw it together just to get the dimensions right, and it feels good. Imagine when we start doing this now proper. So basically, where we need to start angling this. We need to start angling this well soon. I would say we go with the same we angle it at the same height as this, of course. So obviously to get the same sloping. But there's a slight difference here than it is here. So here we have some structure to angle this from. Here it's just the pillar, and the pillar needs to be basically stiff because it's a roll hoop all around. So it's gonna be basically a roll hoop, and it's gonna, you know, prevent the car from doing this once it's all done. This is gonna add a lot of strength, of course, but it also needs to be, well, it needs to take up as little space as possible here. Obviously, this it can actually, and it should be, well, considering how we are going to do the door jambs, it should be one stud further out, at least here in this area, in this area. But as we discovered here, if we use door jambs like this, we can get away with basically our pillar being as close to this. No. Yeah, of course. Obviously, I forgot this element. Okay, forget what I just said. No, it cannot be further in. It has to be here. And the other part is, of course, that the rear door is going to be half a stud offset, and this half a stud offset will allow us, hopefully, will allow us to make, because we don't have an A pillar that's running at an angle, will allow us to have the door jambs that we wanted to have here. Well, we will basically have to have them the same way, I guess. Or maybe not. No, I think I will do it like this. We'll see. Doesn't matter. But yeah, we cannot have them further in. We have to omit this, of course, because we want as much space in here as well. 3 stud is gonna be basically the minimum width of our tunnel. I don't know if we are gonna have the tunnel narrower here. I would like the tunnel to be narrower from this point onwards. So maybe we're gonna have the open panels in the front here, as well. So the tunnel can go slim as fast as possible. So that's the idea here. And of course, if we look inside, it's actually, there's a lot of room here inside. A lot of room. Pretty big cockpit. Yeah. I think, yeah, this is definitely, that's the problem. This is actually being pushed backwards. So if I push it forward, this happens. Yeah, wonderful. Okay, so if we want to solve this, because we want to solve this before we move on to this, we are gonna make a contraption that's gonna basically hold this against the firewall, so we have this squared, and then we are gonna probably, I don't know, move this upward or something. I don't know. Maybe that's all that's needed. Maybe moving this upward is actually all that is needed. Maybe not quite. Come on. Okay. Yeah. See, now that we've done this, we get this. So this is a sign that things here are not, the geometry is not quite proper. So we need to investigate this. So we're gonna move this down a little bit, and maybe we can reduce the length of this. You know, small adjustments. So we can find the right geometry. And here we go. So we move this inward, like this. Then this goes back. See about that. Okay, now the problem is that this is leaning slightly to the front. So what if we spread it out? Let's remove this from the equation. Yeah, I can see that the angle of this is different than the angle of this here. It leans slightly forward. God damn it. Which it totally shouldn't, by the way. It totally shouldn't do this. Oh my god, yeah. See by how much? Quite a lot. Quite a lot. Whoa. Okay. Okay, so obviously I'm fixing this. And I'm gonna do the same here on the other side. Because this is the, well, moment, or the time where we do things a little bit precise, because this is, well, the area where the precision is needed. Okay. Okay. Yes. And we're gonna go. I'm actually not sure what to do with here. I probably want this to be here, lower. Yeah, because then the panels are gonna cover up this part. Okay. There. Okay, so now this can move very little. How much suspension travel is enough? It depends on the scale. It completely depends on the scale of the car. I don't know. Here we have this much, and this is covering basically the car as it is now. This is completely well, the suspension is like completely dropped, and then when the car is on the ground, it's gonna be like this. See, when the car is settling on the ground, it's gonna be something like this. And then of course you have the travel that's gonna happen when the car is driving. This is gonna be, you know, eating bumps, something like this, I guess. But in the end, you know, I have a feeling, maybe just a feeling, but I have a feeling that we're gonna need, we are at one point we're gonna need to drop the strut mounts one stud lower. So basically that the wheels, when the car is unloaded, are gonna be dropping a little bit more. But we cannot know this until there's enough weight on the car that the suspension is actually dropping on under it. Yeah, so it's a feel by feel basis. I mean, would you think of that? Of course, it's half a stud. Why wouldn't it be half a stud? The perfect dimension here. Why not? I mean, sure. Sure. Okay. So how do we deal with this? Obviously, we need to mount this guy half a stat back, basically, to make this happen. Hmm. But it's half a stat. Okay. Well, actually, the way I see it here. Hold on. Hold on. I need to remove this entirely, so I can squeeze it inside and see where we're at. So basically, yeah, half a stat, exactly half a stat. So if this was half a stat, there was a hole. I mean, these holes would be like half a stat down there. It would be a perfect fit. Perfect fit. If I move this half a stat to the back, everything's gonna change here. What would the other option be? Shit. Didn't. I mean, I didn't. Of course, I. Oh, sorry. Sorry, the half a stat would be, of course, a problem. That is interesting. We are gonna find a solution, of course, but not today, because it's been a long day. It's already 2 hours into the stream, and we are gonna, make a break here and find a solution another day. Um, as usual, uh, I have to remind you that Lego is expensive, and if you can uh, do try to support me on Patreon. Um, next next stream is on Wednesday, and I hope by the next stream I have 2 wheel hubs, so we can maybe start on the rear suspension if this is a hard not to track to a hard not to crack, so we can postpone the solution here for another stream and make something else, while the gray brain cells are working on a solution for this. Maybe even Christian can work out this as well. I would be extremely happy if this burden would be taken off my chest. But in any case, next stream we are probably gonna start on the rear suspension, which I'm looking forward to because it's gonna be interesting. Yeah, that's it. Charger instructions are gonna happen in between when I have time. Next weekend, yeah, should be. I don't have anything planned next weekend, so the upcoming weekend, I mean. So yeah, maybe even maybe we can do this over the weekend. I would like to hear your opinion. Maybe write it on the LP Power Facebook page, or I don't know, mainly. If I would do a spontaneous stream that would basically not be as organized, well, organized, this is chaos, but basically it would be just me. The camera would be a little bit further away, and I would be basically doing the charger instructions. You would just basically observe me while I'm making pictures. If this would be of interest to someone, then I could make a weekend stream where I basically stream making of the instructions for the charger. Yeah, so that's it. Thanks for watching, and I see you on Wednesday.